Good afternoon, wonderful viewers. It's a warm welcome from Block TV here. With me, your host, Aminata Sawaneh, of course, on another episode of the Journey Show Season 2. I will say a very big thank you again to the CEO of The Journey for being with me in the studio today. And today, I have a fascinating guest. When I say fascinating guest, you know what fascinating means when when we talk about The Journey. All right, today we have Honorable Marong, the National Assembly member for Sabiji constituency. You're welcome to The Journey Show.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yes, and thank you for granting this interview. It's The Journey Show, and of course, we want you to take us through your journey in life. That might be a wrong, lane, but then take us through your journey in the political arena.
Well, I think I can just summarize everything and then get to the political arena as well.
Good.
My name is Sekou Marong. That's my name, official name. Many people also know me as Say Omar, and then others do call me Omar.
Wow.
I was born in the province of Badibu. I'm a Badibunka by origin.
Oh, really? You're a Badibunka?
Yes, I'm a Badibunka by origin. All right. I moved down to Combo when I was the age of like 6-7 years. Okay. That's why I started my primary school. I attended Old Joseph Primary School. Then from there I went to Sukuta Upper Basic School, Newswat Senior Secondary School, Gambia Technical Training Institute, the University of the Gambia. Mm-hmm. I completed my bachelor's in computer science back in 2013. Okay. Then I joined Standard Chartered Bank. I worked at Standard Chartered Bank for 3 years before I joined politics.
Oh.
Yes, so after the change of government, I was inspired by His Excellency President Adama Barrow, and I feel like, look, I have a role to play in this country. And then the best way to go to is let me go to the National Assembly. There's the National Bantaba, so that the voice of the young ones, the vulnerables, can be heard. Mm-hmm. So I decided to run for National Assembly elections. And then I became a member. I won and became a member of National Assembly. So that's me.
So, rumor has been speculating. There is a speculation that you have been sacked by the United Democratic Party. Others were saying that you signed off. And listening to what you have just said, you were elected as a NAM. I'll ask this question: under which of these political tickets?
Well, I think this is a very interesting question. I run on the UDP ticket. Okay. Because what's happened during when we are running office back in 2017. At first, I thought I was never interested in politics. Let me tell you that also. In the whole of my life, I have never involved myself in politics. Mm-hmm. I started my everything started in 2017. So when do we have Barrow, I felt like, let me go. Then at the beginning, I thought there was going to be a tactical alliance, something like a coalition. Yeah. Like the entire coalition is going to be putting up a candidate. So I said, I'm going to apply on a coalition ticket. But unfortunately, all these parties run on their own. So then a friend of my guys approached me from an area and they wanted me to contest, and I accepted. Mm-hmm. That's how I run. I run on the UDP ticket. But also I want Gambians to understand, yes, I run on the UDP ticket. But my main objective was, when I was running, is that to help President Adama Barrow, and that was my campaign slogan. Vote me in office. I am going to make sure that President Adama Barrow, complete his work in office.
Okay, let's talk about Adama Barrow here. We understand it was a coalition government.
Yes.
Right. So
it was not. It's even a coalition government up to now.
Yes, it is, right. Okay. But we have seen him, form his own political party. That's NPP. So I'm just saying this, for you to explain. Your shift from the NPP party to the UDP.
No.
Is what we need to understand.
From UDP to NPP.
Very well. From UDP to NPP.
Well, the reason I shifted is that I feel like there are people in the system who wanted to betray President Adama Barrow. But not only betray President Adama Barrow, because I feel at that moment, if you betray President Adama Barrow, you're going to betray the Gambia. Because one thing we have to understand, there's this saying by Barack Obama, if I can quote, he said that if you wish for your president to fail, that means you wish for your nation to fail. And when Gambia failed, that means all of us will fail. So I feel like, look, let me rally behind the president. I know those days it was very difficult. This was like late 2019. It was very difficult. You hardly hear people supporting Adama Barrow in those days. Yes, people do, but they are even afraid to come out, in public and support. So I feel like, look, why would I just be afraid of supporting the president? So that was the reason that I come out and I told them that I'm going to support the agenda of the president. And that didn't sit well with them. And they feel like, look, we cannot go with you because our mission and our vision is simple, to go against President Adama Barrow. And I feel like, no, I cannot do that one.
So don't you think you have betrayed the United Democratic Party?
Well, to me, even if I betray United Democratic Party, they might say I betrayed them, but to me, I didn't betray them.
Okay.
Because the reason why I contested for election is to serve my country. In serving my country, the agenda of the country should be my objectives, not the agenda of a political party at that moment. You have to understand that one also. I joined politics. I was working. I have a very good job when I was joining politics. I work as a network and a system admin at Standard Chartered Bank. All right? But the reason why we just come on board to, contest is at least to make a difference.
So, do you use UDP as a way of getting yourself into the National Assembly? As in, you knew when you joined the National Assembly, UDP, if they do the campaign for you, you will win as in now. From there, then you try to shift to the NPP, the party that you wish to be.
Well, it is not a matter of using UDP to get to where I am. Let me tell you this. In politics, sometimes, yes, your party matters a lot, but your personality also matters a lot. I can tell you, the difference between me and APRC candidate was like 200 plus votes. And there are a lot of people in Latrikunda Sabiji that voted for me that are not UDP. They are not even close to UDP. So saying that I use UDP to get the rank that where I am, I said no. The reason why I say that one, when I was running, when I was with UDP, I make it very clear to them. And then our campaign slogan was, vote for Honorable Sekou Marong in office, and he is going to work with President Adama Barrow. So I see no reason why I should not work with President Adama Barrow. He didn't do anything to me. He didn't run them in any way.
So don't you think you can still work? Contribute your quota to national development by still being on a ticket of UDP?
No, because what I don't want is that I don't want to be remote control. I'm an independent-minded somebody.
So are you telling us that UDP is actually controlling
they control their National Assembly members.
Okay.
Which I cannot operate that way. Nobody controls me. I'm an independent person.
Okay.
I serve the interests of my people.
Okay.
That's those who voted for me in office. And on the very day that I was voted in, what I told my guys is that, look, yes, I am voted into UDP, but I am serving everybody within Latrikunda Sabiji. Not only Latrikunda Sabiji, but in general in the whole Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot be subjected to a pressure from a party, political party leaders, telling me go against President Adama Barrow, don't support his agenda. And I say no to that.
Okay.
That's the only problem that I have with them.
All right. So back to my question, are you sacked from the UDP or you decided to resign?
No, I was sacked by UDP because my support for President Adama Barrow didn't sit well with them.
Okay.
They'll feel like if they didn't sack me, I might poison some other people also that will join me in the cause of supporting Adama Barrow. And I didn't blame them for doing that because I'm okay with it. What I made clear to them was that, look, I am going to support the agenda of President Adama Barrow, which I was doing. And then they decided to sack me, which I accepted with good faith.
So what's your relationship with the United Democratic Party as of now?
Well, I have a very good relationship with everybody, all political opponents in this country. They are not my enemies. We are just opponents. All right? But they're not my enemy. I have a very good rapport relationship with them. Yes, maybe my interviews, my words might not sit well with them.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that one. That is okay. That's politics.
Yeah.
But I have no difference with them.
So now let's talk about your own party, that is NPP, the National People's Party. How are you, overseeing these upcoming elections? Do you think you guys will really win this election?
Well, I think, let me make this thing clear before I go to the issue of NPP. I am not an official or an executive member of NPP.
Okay.
Okay? I am a sympathizer of NPP.
A sympathizer?
Yes, a supporter of an NPP. But I am not an executive member. So sitting on this platform also, let me make the viewers clear that I am not sitting here as an executive member of NPP, but I am sitting here as a National Assembly member for Latrikunda Sabiji and also a sympathizer of NPP.
So at this point, can we call you an independent candidate? Like as in
I am independent in the National Assembly. I am independent.
In the National Assembly?
Yes, I'm independent.
Okay.
All right. Yes, if you tell me NPP towards December elections, I will tell you that the signs are very clear on the wall. That's come December 4th, President Adam Barrow, Gambians are going to vote for him again.
Have you seen the number of people that were out there at Sukuta at the UDP rally?
That doesn't matter. You know, KMC and then West Coast alone have more than 400,000 voters. Organizing a meeting in Sukuta with a population of less than 100,000 people cannot be used as a yardstick to measure your win in December. And then people might not know much about UDP, but when UDP move, they move with their votes. When they go to Sukuta, if they have 100% 100 votes in KMC, they go to Sukuta with 80 of those votes.
How?
I know, because that's how they do. They transport their crowd with them. Because they feel like come December, because of the crowd that we have, we can convince people to vote for us.
But looking at the online polling that was organized by What's on Gambia on Facebook, you know, with UDP stand chance to win.
Online?
Yes.
But how many Gambians are online? Did you ask yourself that question?
Well, is that
a percentage of Gambians in online is even less than 10% of Gambians are online.
Okay.
The potential voters that are going to vote December elections. And also, you will just see just a concluded research that was conducted in this country. That shocked everybody. It comes as a surprise, but to me it's not a surprise because the same thing is going to it's going to repeat itself come December. Because there are people sitting at their corners. They are very quiet, but they know what they are going to do. And then come December, these people are going to decide. And then when they decide, they're going to decide in the favor of His Excellency President Adam Barrow. And I will tell you one sign. There are people in this country, you chat with them, they will tell you that don't left the Kairola, we want peace. All those people saying that word, trust me, are going to vote for President Adam Barrow.
In your own perspective?
In my own perspective.
Right.
And in the perspective of the Gambia.
Right. So the journey has social media handles. So when your flyer was disseminated, many give comments, some contributions, some asked me to ask you some questions. No problem. And one of it was, he states, a young man like him should look at the interests of the country so that the country can go forward. Then for him to be ungrateful to the people that made him who he is today. That is, as in, he put in bracket UDP. Okay. So he's trying to, explain to us that UDP made you who you are. And I think you made that clear earlier that you, were under their ticket to be actually nominated or voted in as a National Assembly member. What is your comment in this statement?
Well, let me thank the gentleman. That is his own way of seeing things, because people are different. If you ask other people, they will tell you that what Honorable Marong did is the right thing. All right? And I respect his view. But just to add on what he said, yes, I run under a UDP ticket. But let's understand that this country is bigger than UDP. This country is bigger than myself, and it's bigger than anybody in this country. So when you talked about the interest of this country, it's not just when you're not supporting UDP, you are not supporting the interest of this country. And this is what they fail to understand. Once you are not supporting UDP, you are enemy to this country, which is very, very wrong. Mm-hmm. All right? And then let me just tell him that. Because of that, what he said, I am young and I know what to do. This is why I look at the interests of the country, not the interests of the UDP. A party that is just looking at the interests of an individual.
And who is the individual?
The party leader that who is serving them, that's Hussein Dabo.
Hussein Dabo?
Yes. I cannot be serving people for like 22 years, 27 years, an individual. For what? I cannot do that. So that's it. If they feel like, look, he betrayed us or whatsoever, yes, I betrayed them for a reason. And that reason is Gambia. And that Gambia is bigger than their party.
So are you trying to tell us that UDP needs to have a change in plan into their flag bearer, as in trying to bring someone forward different from Hussein Dabo to be the
that is left to them. I cannot suggest what they should do.
Yes.
But what I am telling you is that, let me just put it at this perspective. I am tired of pushing a car that will never, all right, that will never kick.
So UDP is the card that you tired of?
Exactly. I have been pushing UDP for the past 22 years in my life.
How? We're interested. We want to know.
I have been voting since I started voting. The only party that I've ever voted for in this country is UDP. And my family have contributed immensely towards UDP. And up till now they have contributed. But I am tired. I can't do it anymore.
He said he's tired, he can't do it anymore. So
yes.
Let's come back to NPP.
I have a new car.
Okay.
That doesn't even need a petrol, it doesn't need anything. You just kick it and then it will.
Is this because that new car is the incumbent? Of course we know how powerful incumbent can be.
Not because how powerful incumbent is, but how did he come to power? That's what you have to ask yourself. He campaigned for only 3 months in this country and succeeded. Let's forget about his standard.
UDP was behind him. Let's talk about all the
let's
political
understand.
parties.
When before 2016, do you know what was the percentage of UDP at the national election in 20? Do you know? You go after and find out. It's very, very, very small.
Okay.
So having Adam Barrow having Adam Barrow as a president was not only the effort of UDP. It was the effort of the whole Gambia, regardless of our party affiliation, tribes, or religions.
Exactly my point. So
yes.
knowing that was done by all the Gambian people,
exactly.
and in fact by all the political parties,
exactly.
why do you decide to go to NPP, not PDUIS or any other political party? GMC, you name them.
Well, I didn't go simply because I am okay with President Adam Barrow leadership. I am satisfied with his leadership. That's why I could not join other political parties.
I will ask, what is Adam Barrow giving you in NPP? You need to share.
What is he giving me as an individual or NPP as a party?
You as an individual.
Well, Adam is giving me something something that I really appreciate because he is listening to me, and he is listening to Gambians. And whenever he makes errors, he will go back and rectify it. He is never afraid to make corrections. You see, Adam would make some appointment, and then the people will shout here and there, and he will go back and then change that appointment. This is what we expect from a leader. And he is a leader who is very humble. He is a leader that has the Gambia, the interest of Gambia at heart. And I believe following him, pushing his agenda, is going to move this country to another level.
Yes, just coming back to going to the end of the interview, I will ask, what message do you have to the people out there who think you are ungrateful by leaving the United Democratic Party to the NPP?
Well, to them I am ungrateful, but to myself and to the Gambian, I am not ungrateful. I am on a course. I am a course that to move the Gambia to another level. And then on that process, I see nobody. And let me make this thing clear. There is nobody who can distract me. I am on a mission and nobody will distract me.
What is that mission?
That mission is to move Gambia to another level. That is my mission.
Okay. Understanding that your mission is to move the Gambia to another level. Sorry, I said that was almost the last question, but I just have to do this follow-up question. So let's say, let me just predict that come December 4th, NPP did not win the presidential.
And let me predict, come December 4th, NPP will win.
Let me predict by asking.
But let me also predict by putting it so that NPP will win the election.
Okay, for instance, if NPP
win, tell me for instance, no. You have to change that.
No,
tell me for instance, if NPP won and win December election.
No, my question will not match with it. Like, what I want to ask is, if NPP do not win in December election, yes. Right? You said your mission is to actually take the Gambia forward.
Yes.
And I believe you can do that by actually being with the incumbent. Yes. So let's say if Barrow, for instance, or NPP, do not win in the December 4th elections, will you shift to another political party that wins? Let's say GMC or PDUIS, any other political
then
party.
Alhamdulillah that NPP is not going to lose December elections, and I'm going to continue supporting them.
Well, that's his point, that NPP, his political party, will not lose the December elections. Honorable Marong, it's nice having you in the studio today. And yes, thank you so much for being here. It's the Journey Show, as we said, season 2, and today we have Honorable Marong, the National Assembly member for Sabiji. I will say a very big thank you to the CEO of the Journey, that is Mariam Cisse, for coming up with this great initiative. I will always say, if there are 4 or 5 young people in the Gambia that are doing as she's doing, I'm sure the Gambia will be moving forward, because the media is also contributing. It's quarter to national development. I will say a very big thank you to my cameraman, Mohamed Sidibe, who will not leave any stone unturned to make sure he gives us those best images and videos. Well, I am your fine host, Aminata Sawaneh. Is the Journey Show for you? Tell me like